Hi everyone, it's me Jen from EmJustLikeYou, and today I have a comparison video for you guys on foundation sticks. So I have always been a big fan of them ever since I even started wearing makeup. Like I used to wear the CoverGirl one and then the Revlon one, and now I feel like they've really stepped up their game, you know, especially with higher end foundation sticks. And I usually like to use them best whenever I have like a special event, but I also can sheer it down and wear it for like an everyday look as well, because it gives you the right amount of coverage. So I wanted to compare the most recent launches, the Hourglass one, the Anastasia, and last but not least, my holy grail one, which is the Makeup Forever HD stick. Now, I've already kind of did a video on this one before, but I wanted to compare them and tell you which ones are best for which type of skin and what my experience is with using these. So foundation stick is just like what it says. It's a foundation in a stick form, but because it is in a stick form, in order for it to be in a stick form and not a liquid, it has certain type of excipients or ingredients that actually helps hold it together. So I find that it's not as ideal for those who have oily skin, but I did find one out of these that do work well for oily skin, so I am going to talk about that. But overall, stick foundations are my favorite just because I think it's so easy, especially for traveling. You know, you don't have to worry about liquid, you don't have to worry about the mess. You just pop it in. You can even bring it along as a touch-up in your purse. And I just think it's great because you can buy like a darker color to use it as like a contour for your bronzer, but you can use a lighter color for concealing. And of course, it's great for just popping it anywhere you need like a really precise type of concealing, just because you can build it up. I feel like you can sheer these out as much as you want, but then you can also build it up without making it look cakey because of the ingredients that keeps it creamy, keeps it kind of malleable, that I feel like it works best on blemishes as well. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the first one here. This is the Hourglass one. This one, out of all of these, give you the least amount of product when you purchase it, but it does have the most coverage. So I guess it does kind of balances itself out because you don't have to use as much. I really like this one because of the applicator or the packaging that it comes in. It comes in like this really nice triangular shape. So it's really good to precisely apply the foundation onto the skin, and it just, I don't know, it just glides on a little bit better. You can be a little bit more precise if you needed to use it for contouring. Now for me, I find this is the best one for foundation, that if you want full coverage. I do not recommend anyone that wants a really light coverage, just because this one, in the ingredient, there is something that makes it a little bit more opaque. It's like that chalky feel to it that kind of gives it a opacity that helps with coverage, which I don't think it is the ideal formula to sheer out. I feel like you apply it, and once you blend it out, it looks really great, but it still gives you that full coverage because of the opacity. If you want to really sheer it out, it still looks like makeup on the skin. It will look like makeup. So if you're a type of person that doesn't like full coverage, you don't like a lot of makeup, this is not going to be the foundation for you. But if you have a lot of blemishes, a lot of redness, a lot of stuff that you want to cover, and you want a flawless look, this is the one that you want out of these three. Very, very beautiful for HD. You will not need any type of Photoshop when you use this type of foundation. So I don't know if it's because of the opacity that the secretion of the oil does not come out, but overall I find that this works great for those who have oily skin. And if you have a lot of lines, now if you are mature skin where you have crow's feet, you have a laugh line like I do around here, it is going to settle because of that opacity, because of the thickness of the foundation. I did notice it, but all you can do is just kind of tap it in whenever you notice a little bit of a separation, a little bit of a creasing. This one, I find that when you apply powder on top, it's not as great, just because it is so thick, it does look cakey. So you just want to brush a really light, loose powder on top to set it if you need to. So overall, this is great for combination skin, oily skin, and even dry skin, but it is very opaque. And then for the next foundation, the Anastasia one is totally the opposite of the Hourglass. It's a lot more sheer. It has a little bit more of an oily slick. So because of that, I would not recommend this as much as a foundation. It isn't going to give you as much coverage. It does separate, and it doesn't look as great because of that oily, creamy, moisturizing ingredient that's in it. So what makes this a good foundation stick is that it is great for you to use as contouring, as highlighting, and just using it for that purpose versus just using it for foundation. Unless you have super dry skin, you have patches, you find that a lot of foundation causes you to accentuate those dry patches, then this might be better. But I did notice that this one slide around a little bit more, so it's not going to help conceal and cover if you have acne or any type of discoloration. I only found this to be really great to blend, very similar to the stick foundation by Bobbie Brown. Now, of course, I'm not going to talk about coloring just because I feel like, you know, with all these foundations, they have such a wide range of colors. So all I'll do is add in the info box all of the colors that I am in every single foundation I've ever tried for you to reference. But overall, I find that this foundation is not good for those who have oily skin or even normal skin, but it is great for just contouring. Now, of course, the last one, which is my holy grail one, I've talked so much about this. I find that this one is a merge between these two, the Hourglass and the Anastasia one, just because this one has a little bit of a slick, so it is moisturizing and it looks really great on the skin, but it also has that coverage that you want that you get in the Hourglass. So if you are debating between these three and you don't know which one you really want, I would recommend this one because I feel like the Hourglass is a little bit too thick, too chalky, a little cakey, and just overall a little bit too much makeup. Unless that's what you go for, then definitely check this one out. But this one, it gives you that coverage if you want to build it up, but it looks still like skin. Once you blend it out, it looks amazing. It looks like you're photoshopped, and it also is super forgiving on those who do have dry patches, any imperfections, creasing, laugh lines, wrinkles. This one just glides on everything beautifully. But again, this also is great for those who want to contour. Because of the opacity, because of the coverage of this one, you can actually just apply it, contour, and then foundation, and then blend it in, and it works well. Because this one, because it's so sheer, I find that you have to actually put all your foundation on, and then you can use the Anastasia one as contour on top, because it doesn't give you as much coverage, and for a base, it's not strong enough to hold its ground. So overall, I find that, you know, the technology of foundation sticks have definitely changed and improved throughout time. I think these three are great products and I definitely would recommend them, but I do recommend them in different ways. So this one's for high coverage, you know, full makeup face. And I don't recommend it for those who want to use it on an everyday basis unless you like full coverage. It does have a chalky base to it, so you have to be careful if you have a lot of lines, a lot of texture, but it does cover beautifully. So what I even like to use this one for is covering my blemishes, and then it just stays put all day because it's great coverage. This one is for just contouring, use on top of makeup unless you really like sheer foundation. But I do warn those who have oily skin, you're not gonna like that one as much. But finally, this one, it's all of these in one. So I hope you guys enjoyed just this really, you know, quick review, breakdown of these three foundation sticks. If you have tried these and you think differently, definitely share them in the comments below because I do want to know more about it, and it also helps others to, you know, see what your impressions of these are versus mine. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, and if you want to see more of these short reviews or breakdowns of other products, let me know. And of course, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.